A brute is a savagely violent person or animal. So is the Brute Rifle going to turn you into a brute in Tiny Tina's Wonderlands? Or is it going to turn you into a cuddly stuffed teddy bear? What's up YouTube? Zero here, and today I have a gun review of the Brute Rifle in Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. In this video, I'll go through the overview of the brute that I'm utilizing in this video. Then I'll get into some more gameplay, and I'll talk about the pluses and minuses of utilizing the brute. Then at the end of the video, I'll get into fate or hate. Is the brute fated to be in the Fate Maker's inventory, or are you going to hate it, and should you trash it immediately? Before I get into it, I do want to say, if you do enjoy this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more Tiny Tina's Wonderlands content. I do a bunch of other RPGs, and I also do mystery box unboxing videos, so feel free to check those out as well. Thank you so much for hitting that sub button in advance. I'm so close to 3,000 subscribers. Yeah, about 1,000 away. Anyway, let's talk about the brute that you're seeing in this video. It is the Fissive Brute of Nerves. Mine's volatile, and this is a Skulldugger Rifle, meaning that there is no magazine size, only shots to break. The damage is at 358, accuracy is at 58%, handling is at 60%, the repair time is very long at 4.3 seconds, and the fire rate is at 12.05 per second, so we have a very fast fire rate for the brute. This is enchanted after getting a gun kill. Gain 20% area damage and 20% spell radius for 5 seconds. This has increased fire rate of 27%. And a zoom on the gun of 3.3 times. So now that we've talked about the overview of the brute that you're seeing in this video, let's get into some more gameplay and talk about the pluses and minuses of the brute, this epic Skulldugger Rifle. So I mentioned it earlier. The brute is a Skulldugger, meaning that it has no magazine size, only shots to break. The gun can fire a decent amount of shots before breaking, but the fire rate does get you there a little quicker. The fire rate is very fast, but that means that you can pump a lot of ammo into an enemy in a relatively quick amount of time. That's always nice because the faster the fire rate, the quicker the time to kill, and you want to kill your enemies as quickly as possible. So of course, a faster fire rate is going to be nice for that. Now, of course, the faster fire rate is also going to get you quicker to breaking your Skulldugger Rifle. And breaking your Skulldugger Rifle is going to get you to that very slow time to repair. Honestly, it's so slow you can go get a cup of coffee, come back, and it still won't be repaired. Okay, maybe it's not that long, I'm exaggerating a little, but the gun does take a very long time to repair, and in the Chaos Chamber, that can be the difference between life or death. The gun's damage output doesn't feel like it's doing a ton, while it could be doing a little bit better. I would prefer a gun that's doing a little bit more damage output. I do like the fire rate, but the damage output is lacking a little bit. Now, the sight on the gun. The sight's nice, but maybe not the right one for this type of gun. This gun is a gun that fires quick, and you want to move quick because of the fire rate. The sight lends itself to being a more longer range gun, and I wouldn't necessarily put this as a longer range rifle. When I think of long range rifles, I'm thinking Black Powder. I'm thinking Dahlia. I'm not thinking Skulldugger. Skulldugger being a faster fire rate and sometimes a little less accuracy. I'd prefer this at more of the medium to closer ranges, so the sight doesn't necessarily lend itself well to this type of gun. I would prefer not having this sight on the gun, but that is just a little bit of preference. Well, we've talked about the gun. We've talked about the fire rate, the repair time. We've talked about the damage. We've talked about the sight. Let's talk about if this gun is one that you want to put in your arsenal. There are a lot of good rifles in Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. I use a bunch of them on a consistent basis. This Skulldugger has a decent amount going for it. It has a fast fire rate, can tear through enemies sometimes. I wouldn't say consistently, but depending on the enemy, it can tear through. I do like the hip fire of this gun. I like the fire rate. I don't like the sight, and the damage output does leave a little bit to be desired. So for that reason, it just gets outclassed by other rifles. So for that reason, I'm gonna put this in my inventory, probably stash it away, sometimes sell most of them. I don't really like the Brute. There are other guns in the game that I prefer over it, so I'm gonna hate the Brute. But let me know in the comment section if you've used it and what you think of it. I'm just not a fan. There are better Skulldugger rifles out there. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And until next time, peace.